Hello, hello, hello. Um, I am making a quick tutorial video on how to use Zoom. Um, I have experience with Zoom. I've hosted meetings. I've also been the host of meetings. I've used it as collaborative group work. In fact, I just finished a project and we use Zoom to meet to get our stuff done. And then I've used it as a student as my professor who hosted the course. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of it. I'm not necessarily an expert, but I have experience with it, so I wanted to show you. So when you download the Zoom app, which I'm gonna leave the link on my post or down in the YouTube um, description, I'll leave a link on how to actually download it. So once it's downloaded, this is how the free version looks. Um, so there's four options that come up. You can do a new meeting, you can join a meeting, you can schedule a meeting, or you can share your screen. Um, and you can do this sharing of the screen within the meetings that you start. And it just gives you the option to either share your computer's sound or not to share it. You can also schedule a meeting. So if you're gonna have class weekly, then you can schedule out your meetings in advance, right? So you just pre-fill some of this stuff in, how long the meeting is gonna be, the time, the date. Um, if you want to generate a meeting ID or have personal meeting ID, if you're going to require a password or not, um, if you're going to host the video, if you want that on or off, participants on or off, um, so all of these things you can choose and then just schedule your meeting. Now, if you scroll down, it gives you some advanced options. So with those advanced options, you can enable join before host. So like if you're hosting it and you're late for whatever reason, but you want your students to be able to join and see each other and get started with their discussion, you can enable that and people will be able to join before you actually go and make the meeting live. You can also decide to mute participants on entry if you want it to be like that so that people don't accidentally join and you can hear their background noise. And then you can also choose to record the meeting automatically on your computer. And that just helps with maybe if a student is absent and you want them to see the recording later. And then you just go ahead and click schedule and you will have that meeting scheduled. You can join a meeting by entering the link that is sent out or the meeting ID that is sent out, which I'll show you guys how you do that later. And then you have options of turning your video on or turning your sound on. Okay, so this is the main thing that everybody who's hosting the meeting is going to want to know how to do. So you go here and you click new meeting, and you can choose to start with video or choose not to start with video. It's up to you, but you can always change that at any time. So you're actually going to click this new meeting button here, okay? And it automatically comes up and asks you if you want to join with audio, right? So I always join with audio because I'm going to be talking. Um, and then in a second here, it gives you, the general meeting information, this invitation URL that you can copy and email out to your students. And you really don't need to do anything with that participant ID. This is just information on it, audio, sharing screen, and inviting others. So I'm going to go ahead and make that big. So you have the option here to if you want to mute, right, or unmute. You have the option here of if you want to start your video or if you don't want video. And I'll just start my video. I'm in my garage, so you'll see that background. So you have the option to start your video or turn it off or stop video. You have the option down here to invite others. So this is sort of your main um, task bar down here in Zoom. But you can use this to pretty much navigate. So if you wanted to invite others, you can, it'll link you right to an email, or you can click copy invitation. I normally just go right here to Gmail, um, and then, type in whoever I want to invite. If I wanted to invite my husband, or whatever, whoever your students are that you want to invite, you do that. Then you send that link out, and it gives them the option to join using this link, to join using this meeting ID, to join on their cell phones if they're not by their computers, dial by location, etc. So it gives them several options to join. So once they have joined, then they will show as participants in the meeting, and you will see that up here. I normally have my screen on, and when you have your screen on, you're gonna see little boxes up here with your student faces there, or whoever is joining, you'll see that. Um, you can also manage those participants when you see them, so you can choose to mute them. You can choose to click the video. You can do a mass mute all here, or unmute all. Um, you can, and this is what I especially like about it, you can share your screen. So let's say you had a PowerPoint that you wanted to go over. I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint here for an example. Okay, so let's say you're in your Zoom meeting and you wanted to take about 15 minutes to present the information that you're going to be talking about in class. You go and you click this share button, and it gives you the opportunity to share your screen, to do a whiteboard, iPad, iPhone, and then it actually brings up the different screens that you have active on your computer. So I see that my PowerPoint is here, so I'm going to click my PowerPoint and I'm going to share that with you guys. So you see that you can still see your video over here, but this is what your participants are going to see. They're going to see you sharing this. And then you just go ahead and go through your PowerPoint. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like this. You can also show that PowerPoint full screen, and this is what it will look like to your participants as you're presenting that information. Um, this can be moved up, right? Or it can be moved down, just depending on what you want to do with it. You can write on the screen if you want to. It's my cursive, guys. And then you can delete it, you can undo it, you can do so much with that, right? So I'm going to just clear that out. Clear all drawings. Or, and then the participants also could write on the screen, so that's awesome. And if you wanted to clear their drawings, you could do that as well, but I'm just going to clear all drawings. And then when you're ready to stop sharing your screen, you go ahead and stop sharing it. Now the only thing is that only one person can share their screen at a time, so make sure you click unshare if you want your students to share their screen. Um, Also, there's a little chat box over here that while the video is going, if you want to allow your students to submit questions that way, you can just say, hey, um, can I submit my assignment tonight instead of this morning, right? Or something like that. But there's a chat box that everybody can see there. And then within that chat, they can attach files. Um, and then they can also personally email you or individuals within the classroom. So they can have a private chat and they can have a group chat. Um, and then if you did not record the meeting at the start of the meeting, that's okay. You just go down here and click record when you forget that I'm supposed to be recording. So you can start recording that at any moment. And then you can also stop it at any moment. And you see this recorded file will be converted to MP4 when the meeting ends. So you can always download that and email that out if you need to. And that's pretty much it. And when you're ready to stop the meeting, you can click end meeting. If you disconnect for whatever reason, because I've done this, let's say that you were having a class and you just forgot to plug in your laptop and your laptop dies, all you need to do is plug that laptop back up. The meeting will not end. Okay, so your students will actually still be there. The meeting will not end. All you would need to do is go back and join with the link that you sent out to your students or the meeting ID or whatever, and you jump right back in there, and the meeting will still be going on. Um, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm trying to see if there's any other thing I could help you with. Um, but yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know. I've used it. I think it's a great tool. I've used it for 2 hours at a time, 3 hours at a time, and that's the free version. So it's a great tool to use. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll make another video just going over some of the settings and how you can play around with that. All right. So until next time, have a great day and have a great time teaching online.